qiegħed villaġġ żgħir viċin ta' Darmstadt li huwa 20 minuta l bogħod minn Frankfurt. Warajja taraw ix-xmara Rhine u kont sorpriż kemm fil-fatt hawn attività. Parti ovvjament il-vapuri tal-passiġġieri u tat-turisti hemm ħafna dajjes privati għaddejjin, biss hawn ukoll attività kbira bil-jet skis. Fil-fatt din ir-rampa li qegħdin fuqha hija waħda użata regolarment, allura waqt li qed ninkellmukom toħdux bi kbira taraw xi karozza tirriversja u tniżżel jet ski u ttellaħħa għal ġo xmara. Biss ovvjament mhux fuq il-jet skis qiegħataw biex nitkellem, imma fuq modell ġdid fjamant interessanti immens li għadha kif varat id-ditta Opel, il-Grandland X. Llum hemm assoċjazzjoni definittiva bejn l-Opel u l-Peugeot Citroën Group u fil-fatt l-intenzjoni tkun li jaqsmu l-platforms u dan huwa l-ewwel esperiment f'dan ir-rigward. Fil-fatt din il-karozza bbażata fejn jidħlu underpinnings, magni, chassis, etc. fuq it-3008, il-karozza li ngħatat it-titlu tal-Car of the Year kurrenti. L-intenzjoni hija li fejn ma jidirx it-tliet ditti jaqsmu l-components u t-teknoloġiji. Biss imbagħad fejn jidher importanti li kulħadd iżomm il-karattru tiegħu. Fil-fatt jekk inħarsu lejn il-Grandland X tinnota immedjatament li għandha karattru verament distintiv. Biss flok nitkellem jien fuq design kelli l-opportunità nintaqa' ma' wieħed mid-designers li ħadem fuq dan il-proġett u nisimgħu fi kliemu eżattament il-proċess li għaddew minnu. Mej għandi Sven Weinfortner li fil-fatt kien responsabbli għad-design tal-Grandland X u miegħu ħanitkellmu fuq il-kunċett li ħareġ b'dan il-modell. How did you actually start off? What was the brief on the design of this car?
Before we started actually designing the car by sketch, we really thought about what is the reason for the car, what should be the goal for the car. The goal for our Grandland X was clearly to get the link between our X family, so the Crossland and the Mokka, and the Insignia. So the car should have the DNA of the X family and also the proud look of the Insignia and everything together mixed with an SUV type of car. That was the actual goal.
How important is design when a customer is choosing this category of vehicle?
I think design every time plays an important role because the car is in the dealership. You should drag the customer into the dealership, and that's done by the beautiful design of the car.
What are the highlights of the design of the Grandland X?
So the highlight, in every car we are trying to get in our philosophy, so sculptural artistry meets German precision. And I think you clearly see it in all our cars, and especially on this vehicle as well. You have the center crease, really crisp, fine lines, nicely sculpted surfaces. We have the proud look, as I said, from an Insignia. When you look on the front grille, it's really upright, dominant, proud already with a horizontal layout to really play up the width of the car. We really thinned out the front headlamps to get an even wider look and added a lot of chrome elements to drag the eye to the side.
Are there any particular limitations to design? I think about safety primarily and drag coefficient.
For sure, but that's the fun part of design. Design is not a straight line, it's really a curvy, windy road, but that makes it fun.
Sven, can you talk me through the design of the side and the back of the car?
For sure. I think one key thing with the car itself, and especially with the body side, was on one side it should be a tough-looking SUV type of car, and on the other side we want to keep it as dynamic, as elegant as possible. And this was mainly done by one feature. When you look here on the lower, we have it on all our cars every time executed in different way, and here in particularly we sculptured out a lot of volume, and together with the black cladding, we really pushed the car up to get the rugged feel to the car, this SUV. But on the other side, we want to keep the car as low, as sporty as possible. So we are using all the other lines, playing with light and shadow to take out the mass and really to press the car down. For example, as well, The chrome line on top of the window graphic really shoots above the car, drops down, press the car on the bottom. As well, when you look here in particular on the C-pillar, it's a breaking through C-pillar, so we take out volume visually, we press the car down to get that sporty and dynamic look. You really get that kick with pushes onto the wheel to get the sporty and dynamic feel to the car. When you come to the rear quickly, was also one key thing to really keep the tail lamps as thin as possible as in the front to play up the width of the car. All the other lines are just flying across the rear, really gently sculptured to get that sophisticated look to the car, a little bit more premium. And for sure it's an SUV, so we added a huge cladding in the back to show the tough feel. Overall, the car should be, as I said, tough, but as well sporty and elegant.
Bla dubju styling u design huma fatturi kruċjali meta wieħed jiġi biex jażel karozza ġdida, biss darba impressjonatek karozza u ddeċidejt tieħu iktar interess fiha u mbagħad tidħol aktar fid-dettall. Ovvjament, fatturi importanti huma kemm fil-fatt il-karozza hija prattika u komda u kemm fil-fatt tott għal ħtiġijiet speċifiċi tiegħek. Bla dubju, meta tinħarsu lejn crossover jew SUV, forsi l-aktar fattur importanti wara id-design tal-karozza huwa l-ispazju għax ħafna nies li jixtru din it-tip ta' karozza qed jixtruha għax għandhom bżonn dak il-volum ta' spazju kemm għall-passiġġiera kif ukoll għall-affarijiet li jġorru magħhom. Apparti minn dan, mbagħad nibdew inħarsu lejn id-dettalji per każu l-magni. Fil-fatt, l-Opel ħabbret li oriġinarjament ħajkun hemm żewġ magni, l-1.2 petrol tiżviluppa 130 brake horsepower u l-1.6 diesel li tiżviluppa 120 brake horsepower. Biss imbagħad hemm pjanijiet għal numru ta' magni oħrajn, żgur waħda diesel aktar minn 130 brake horsepower ta' una indikazzjoni li tkun xi 180, żgur jew petrol jew diesel power inqas minn 120 brake horsepower għax japprezzaw li hemm suq ta' klijenti li il-power ma jinteressahomx, allura jridu jaqdu l-dawk ukoll. U sar ukoll announcement li l-ewwel plug-in hybrid li ħadd tipproduċi l-Opel ħadd tkun propju fuq dan il-modell. Biex nieħdu idea aktar fil-fond tal-ħsieb li daħal fil-produzzjoni ta' din il-karozza, jien kellimt il-Chief Engineer responsabbli għal dan il-proġett. Nisimgħu x'kellu xi jgħid. Fil-fatt ma' Bernard ħan nitkellem fuq aspetti ta' teknoloġija u inġinerija. The same question related to engineering now. When you're starting a model like this, what will be the main concerns, the main considerations?
One of the main focus we put on this vehicle was lightweight in the end, that we have a very efficient vehicle and that we have a very good power to weight ratio in this vehicle, and that brings the agility into the vehicle, what is expressed by the exterior, by the design in the end, that this fulfills in the end the real driving experience of it.
What steps did you take particularly to keep the weight really low?
So lightweight material like aluminum, or we have plastic composite materials in there, but also with all the concepts of the engineering itself, we kept really our focus on that, and that was one of the important points in the development.
So agility is important, but what about comfort?
Comfort is also I would say a tuning feature. What you're going to do, you can have a ride and handling in both with a pretty good tuning of the chassis itself, so that gives you comfort, gives you a relaxed driving experience with that vehicle.
We're looking at a SUV in terms of off-road performance. What have you put in there?
There is the IntelliGrip system in the end. It provides 5 features in the end with the ESP standard on the one side, but also for slippery grounds. You have a snow mode, you have a mud mode, and for the ones who are not looking for any kind of support, you can have an ESP off for the fun to drive.
Finally, safety.
Safety is a lot of assistance systems behind. We have also driver drowsiness. We have a very active emergency braking system which prevents you from fatal crashes in the end with pedestrians or other vehicles. And that all brought us to a 5-star rating with the Euro NCAP consortium.
Thank you very much.